basically we're going to talk about London and why it's safe and vibrant, you racist. So if you don't think London is the safest, most vibrant city ever, you're basically a big racist. And this has been blowing up online. And I'm not quite sure who put the memo out. It seemed to start with Fraser Nelson's article saying why Britain is totally safe and has no crime, and sort of go on from there. And it's led to a series of people posting, and it's become the new thing. You've got to post that London is safe and vibrant.
I was only mugged 3 times.
Really, it's getting better, guys. It's normal to have your phone stolen.
Seth Rogen getting his car broken into in LA. That's just city life, bro. Now we've imported that over here too.
All of the Britlibs are kind of virtue signaling London's so wonderful. I just used to watch muggings on my street every week.
Yeah. What's more vibrant than phone insurance, after all? I got my phone stolen on my high street.
Really?
Yeah, it's happened to me. And now I never get out. If I do, I'm like hunched in a corner. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But Lewis Goodall is here to tell you why, in fact, this is all great and normal. And it's only Richard Nixon telling you that it's not.
Really?
Now that's a throwback.
Let's see, do I press this? Or
this role that the city has come to have. And as I say, to some extent, it has been part of sort of right-wing politics for a long time, going all the way back to Richard Nixon, running against the city, Republicans and the right wing setting up cities as being these kind of infernos of chaos and destruction and drugs and crime, and race tension, and race riots, and all of these sorts of things. And sometimes there is a kernel of truth to any or all of those things, but they are become grossly exaggerated. That's been a feature of American politics for a long time. We see it more and more in British politics as well. We talked about it on the show a little bit before, particularly online and in the online right. London increasingly being set up as this kind of hellhole, this kind of dystopian nightmare where crime is completely out of control. You can barely walk out of your house without getting beaten up or your possessions stolen from you or taken from you, where fare evasion is completely rampant on the tube, where the tube is looking like kind of Gotham City or something like that from a sort of 1990s Batman film. On and on it goes. They're being used, usually often in a completely exaggerated way, by people who know that they're not really like that, for their own political ends. And I think you can see a direct line between that sort of American politics, a politics that Trump has intensified and augmented, and a lever that he pulls on whenever he's in a little bit of trouble, which, as you say, John, he is at the moment related to the Epstein stuff. And you're seeing that being replicated in British politics as well.
There you go. So it comes from Nixon, and from not from walking around London with eyes going, oh, this is bad, this is dystopian, and has massively declined. No, we're being manipulated by the ghost of Richard Nixon.
When an urban youth sticks a knife in your face and says, hands over your wallet, you're like, God damn it, Nixon.
Yeah, Nixon, why'd you come off the gold standard? This was inevitable. So complete...
Fiat currency would always lead to this.
Insanity. So this is where the gaslighting starts. It's a very simple debate. It's really, we're saying decline is happening, we can see it. They're saying, no, it's not. How dare you believe your eyes? And we'll get into why I think that is later.
Well, did he make a single argument?
Well, he did.
In that clip.
What he argued.
Other than just saying, it's just the right-wing scaremongering, which isn't actually, he's not substantiated with anything. He's just contradicting it and hoping that with the weight of the mainstream media behind him that people will just shrug their shoulders and go, all right.
But he's really giving the game away here, right? So he accepts there is a kernel of truth to the fact that London is a scary place to go these days. And then he exaggerates massively what we're saying about London.
Yes.
I'm not saying that every single person is being stabbed all the time in London. It's just there is a generally higher rate of crime, and it creates a kind of atmosphere of intimidation. And this is a direct consequence of the diversification and the liberalisation of London. But notice the thing that he says there. It's like, particularly the online right are promoting this narrative. It's like, well, one, it's true. I know because we went there the other day. We covered it earlier in the week on the podcast, that there was literally some angry Afghan immigrant who was attacking people at the conference we were at on Saturday. Like, I was literally meters away in the building, and outside, the police are tasering some Afghan, right? So it's like, okay, well, look, I'm seeing a lot of this. But two, what he's saying there is the online right are being very influential. We're saying these things, and suddenly everyone is believing what we're saying because we're presenting evidence to substantiate what we're saying. And so now he, in his sweatiness, is like, the online right keeps saying this thing and everyone's believing them for some reason. No, it's not true. It's not true. It's like, well, sorry, Lewis. You sound like you're dancing to our tune here. Yeah,
you do sound like you're coping. And you say he's sweaty. He isn't, to be fair, in Las Vegas,
in
Nevada,
yeah.
which is where you generally comment on London from. But And by the way, Carl, tasing someone, that's actually a win when they actually get the taser out. Mostly they just let people run around.
Yeah, I know.
But Lewis,
well, he attacked the police vehicle.
He
smashed off the wing mirror of the police vehicle because they wouldn't have done it.
I was just hoping it was normal policy.
Oh, yeah.
No. Oh, God, no.
Saw that video on that. So let's. So Lewis carries on and says, so many sad little bots on here triggered by actual facts about a city they certainly don't live in and probably haven't visited for years, if ever. Pathetic.
Okay, bots can't get triggered.
I know.
So you're conceding that it's actually people that you're dehumanizing and demeaning by calling them
bots and calling them bots. He at best means trolls. But the funny thing is, I replied to this one with a tweet saying, I've lived here 17 years. The decline is real. I mean, I lived in London 2007, left for a bit, came back since 2009. I've seen it since then, and other people have all weighed in saying, I've been here my whole life. It's got so much worse. Yeah. So this claim of we just don't live here is, of course, a straw man, as is the one he mentioned in the video, which is, all these right-wingers have suddenly been mugged in the last 2 days. I haven't seen anyone say that. I haven't seen anyone come out and say, I got mugged yesterday. We haven't done that.
I watched a load of violence happening to other people, though, and I was like, Christ, this seems
it's a general perception, and it's things that have happened to us. I got my phone stolen, but it's not right-wingers have all been mugged yesterday. We're not as transparently... Even if we were going for some sort of psyop, we wouldn't be as dumb as that, because that's what these guys do.
But notice how they have to radically caricature what we're saying.
Of course. And Vicky Spratt, who I had to check was a real person. I clicked on her bio and I still wasn't sure she wasn't parody. And I googled her and I still wasn't totally sure.
Can we hover the mouse over her bio?
She's a kind of
Orwell Prize finalist. Well, that's appropriate.
Oh right, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
She writes to the I paper, right? Yeah. So
exactly.
What was it Orwell wrote
Parody
about?
paper.
The truth of your eyes and ears.
Well,
the final commandment. That one.
Yeah, the final mandate of the party is to believe them above the reality around you. But what I found really interesting about this is that Lewis is basically rallying the Brit libs, sort of like the upper middle class libs who live in the white areas of London, in their gated communities.
Yes. Do you mean in their vibrant communities, Carl?
I do.
Because the word vibrant is the key word here. It comes up again and again. Lewis is right. Last night I wandered around North London. A warm evening, more outside dining than ever before. Friends and families out eating and drinking, takeaway pizza in the park. In many ways, London feels more vibrant and welcoming than when I was growing up here.
I'm sure it does in her part of London.
Someone had a pizza in the park, so thus you didn't get stabbed.
I'm sorry. Her book that she's got, Author of Tenants, and I look it up, it's from 2022. It's a book about the people on the front line of Britain's housing emergency. You could write an entire 350-page book about why there's a housing emergency, and you're still
it's more vibrant than ever.
Vibrant, multicultural London. Okay.
Housing emergencies are part of vibrancy.
They're very vibrant.
Listen, it's all just crony capitalists, which are part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing else.
Rich.
Nothing else. It's the rich, the bankers, and their bonuses.
The bankers, the bonuses.
That's what creates vibrance.
Yeah. Rebecca Reed, I feel a little bad because she said to me, we've had nice exchanges at GB News. We actually haven't. I think she's mistaken me for another straight white man, which happens a lot. But I took down another one where she was doubting the veracity of it. But this one, she says, I live in the same area of London where I grew up in the 90s, noughties. It feels equally as safe as it ever did. There's absolutely some crime, but fundamentally pretty safe. The only major change is that I cannot afford anywhere near as much house as my parents could. But then luckily PJW is there to say that's not what you said 2 months ago before everyone got the London is safe and vibrant gaslighting memo. So before this she'd said I lived down the road. I threw it in. She said from where I grew up in southwest London as a child there were muggings every week and I regularly watched a woman, can I say that word, Carl? Something in the street in daylight. 15 years on, all
regularly watched it.
Meaningfully changed that I can afford a house half the size of my parents' one. So
she regularly watched it. She was stood there with a notepad. Interesting, fascinating.
But the thing is, what I like about this is she can plausibly claim that, look, I'm not contradicting myself. I said that it feels as equally safe as it ever did. Well, it just didn't feel safe.
It's always been terrible.
It's always been terrible.
Yeah, but it's true. They all got this memo. It is very weird. Whether Fraser Nelson started it, whether it's organic or whether it's not organic, the weird part is why are they so desperate to say it's safe and vibrant? And we're getting more into that. But
I can tell you at the end if you want.
And I've got my own ideas about Stadlen. Now it's hard for me to link to Stadlen because he's blocked me, but I've picked up via PJW. Stadlen says crime. So he originally said, just a quick reminder that despite having some issues, phone theft being one, London is an incredible city, and I'm very, very proud to be a Londoner. And then, of course, PJW, you've changed your tune. Earlier, Stadlen had said, crime in London seems to be out of control. I've lived here all my life and never known it like this. The Prime Minister and Mayor of London need to get a handle on it. Shoplifting, dangerous driving, drugs, phone theft, sort it out.
This was only the end of last year as well. It was 8 months.
December.
Yeah. And the thing is, what happened to him? He was standing on the street with his phone out and some urban youth drove by and stole it. And he was just like, oh, and then and he posted it online foolishly enough. And then just the next tweet and it was like, there's so much racism in these replies.
Right.
I didn't see the skin color of the guy.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I wonder if I can divine it.
And before that, he'd put almost the just ridiculous tempting fate of saying, I've never been mugged in London and never will be. And you've got to wonder, like, is it just pure engagement farming? Is it humiliation fetish? It's just like, why would you post, I've never been mugged, never will be? It's like, countdown to totally getting mugged.
I think there's a divine order of the universe.
Right. God is real.
He's feeling left out. He's not been enriched yet, so he thought that he would tempt fate. He'd sound the alarm. Oh, I've not been mugged yet. Oh, I've got some nice valuables on me.
Look at this phone.
I've got and he's got a inherited money in a big house. Don't sue me if that's not true, Matthew. Great guy. Zoe Garner's one of my favourites. I bleeping love London. It's brilliant. Best city on earth. I walk around the centre, the south, the east, the north on my own, dress as I like. After dark, I am safe.
What?
My neighbours come
you
from every
don't.
background on earth, usually mixed up in every house on the street. It's great. You sad racist Fs are just jealous. Sunglasses emoji. That was the most ridiculous.
So jealous.
Haven't been groped by a migrant yet, losers. She's like boasting that, like, look at me, I'm safe. It's like really weird.
Sexual assault in London is up 4 times what it was 10 years ago.
There you go. And the tone of it,
4
given
times.
that, is absolutely insane. The only time I ever felt scared to walk after dark in my area of London was after Sarah Everard disappeared. A white cop killed her. We remember her.
It's white people's
cop, yeah.
the problem.
Obviously a horrible case, but why the hatred of white people, Zoe? Look in the mirror, you weirdo.
It's an S test, man. What she wants is for us to just basically
Ignore her.
Yeah.
She's the person that makes these infuriating TikTok videos about minimizing migrant crimes by saying it's a tiny percentage, as if like any amount of sexual assaults on children is fine. And I love this one at the end. I hope to live here till I'm old. I hope to be a street smart old granny knowing all the best local places to eat that haven't changed in decades. I hope to never become scared of what's new or what a man in a suit tries to tell me. And for that, I hope to always live in London. A man in a suit.
She loves men in suits.
Who is this man in a suit telling her London is bad?
G-Man?
Me?
It must be you.
I guess it's me.
The smoking man from X-Files?
It's so
Zoe,
weird.
when we win, I'm going to deport you from London. Back to the Cotswolds or wherever you're from.
There was an old Leon Herring sketch. Or is it the businessman in his suit and tie? It's like, it sounds like that. It's so ridiculous.
Real
Anyway,
problem.
That's Zoe, who is one of the worst people, in my opinion, in the country.
Well,
Super Tansky.
worst people.
Do you think with these people, do you think like every single time they're called up on whatever group chat they may or may not be part of to defend, oh God, another migrant's raped someone, oh God, another migrant's murdered somebody, do you think there's just like a little bit in the back of their head that goes, why is this the only thing I'm ever called to cover for?
Right.
I wonder, like, why am I never like asked to cover up like a white police officer having like
Sarah Everard
murdered someone? Like, do they ever? Do you think there's just a smidge of self-awareness there?
No, but
I don't think they're in group chats either. I think this is a natural response from them when they see this. They're like, oh no,
It seems
multiculturalism is in danger.
coordinated. But I do also believe that, maybe they
doesn't
are
need
just
to be.
Maybe
That's
they're
right.
all just so well programmed.
Yeah, no, I genuinely believe they're so well programmed it doesn't need to be.
that's a good question. But Super Tansky, 3 young lads dressed all in black that the Utes would probably call roadmen stopped me as I was walking today. Why? So one of them could sincerely compliment me on my pink sparkly jelly shoes. Such a lovely bunch of lads. Don't believe the BS.
Oh, come on. This is
shoe-loving roadmen who are just so nice.
This
Lovely
is
lads.
what a middle-aged woman from Bristol thinks the minority youth
Oh, yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And this is not...
Seconds before death.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being beaten with a sparkly shoe.
I don't even know the accent. I can't do their accent. I was like, oh, love, nice sparkly shoes.
Nice sparkly shoes. Phone's gone.
Yeah.
Watch has gone.
Come on.
No, she's actually missed out part of the story. She wanted to keep it humble because it was no one would believe that immediately after a 5-year-old came up and said, this is what
Look at the shoes.
multicultural London is all about.
Yeah.
And then everybody clapped.
Yeah, they lifted her onto her shoulders, declared her queen of the UK, and marched off into the sunset.
If you saw these, you would do the same. She's included the shoes.
Come on, no one believes this. Who are the men that pick for scraps amongst the ruins at the end of history? You should know, because you encounter them every day. Between the towering buildings of a fallen empire, we find the Felaheen, the historyless men, who know nothing of the turning of the cosmic wheel and find themselves outside of civilization itself. Cut loose from the great chain of being, they represent the loam into which our dying culture will return. That is, unless we choose to take up the burden once again. This Felaheen condition is the subject we explore in issue 4 of Islander magazine, on sale while stocks last and available worldwide at shop.lotusseaters.com.
Let's have a look. Ash Sarkar's on board. Good old Ash. Who am I to say whether it's true or not, but it's remarkable how many right-wing influencers have reported getting mugged in London in the last few days alone. Literally 0. I've lived here my entire life. I've had guys on e-bikes try to nick my phone twice in that whole time.
I've lived in London my whole life and I've only been mugged twice. Well, then you're much luckier than most, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
I retweeted this, but look, it's just not normal to get mugged in England.
Right.
Most English people have never been mugged.
Yeah, when I walk around my hometown, I never worry about the threat of being mugged.
Right.
Before the
Maybe if I was Nick's size, I would. But I don't worry about
He's
such
always
things.
trying to do this. He found out before the podcast that I can bench quite a lot, and he was
now he's
intimidated.
jealous, right?
So he started to try and he's coping
I was
and seething.
complimenting you,
Well, you
Nick.
said I didn't look the type. It's a lot of coping and seething over
We
here.
can't let people know that we actually get on.
You saw my
outside of the
dips.
podcast.
You saw my dips. I don't even do dips.
You're half rep.
Getting back to the
yes.
point.
Getting back to the point.
In most towns and cities across the country, you're not worried about being mugged.
No, not a lot of this in Ambleside, I've got to say. But so my question here is, are we doing graphs or are we doing anecdotes? There's an awful lot of anecdotes there. Fraser Nelson started us off with the graphs, and ignore your anecdote, look at my big graph. And what Danny Funkerson said is he quotes, does this work? He quotes Fraser Nelson's article, which is about crime in Britain generally. And he says the quality of responses to this have been stunning. A load of people who think either insults about WEF is a convincing argument, or that it's enough to just assert that it's delusional, or who seriously think the best way of measuring crime over time is to wander around until you encounter a criminal. And yet we've just seen all those people doing exactly that.
Yeah.
And I just put it next to one from Damien Lowe, who says, just had a very uneventful day in London, worked, cycled, played football, and all was calm and pleasant. Much more boring than many, he puts a random and in than many would have you believe, but don't let the doom, gloom, and big helping of lies get you down.
Right, so I wasn't mugged today,
Right.
Therefore there are no problems in London.
So sorry to quote myself, but I say, remember, your anecdotal experience of London means nothing. It's all about the graphs. But also, someone's positive anecdotal experience can be used against you at any time. So that's the paradox of the graph. So they want to use...
I made someone delete his account by just posting the graph of sexual assaults in London. I just kept posting this graph. And he was like, that's got nothing to do with it. I was like, no, it's the graph of sexual assaults. And eventually he just deleted his account.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
I know, I'm not even...
It'd be a very difficult argument to make as well, given that London has been clearing out of English people. That as their population has reduced, they've just all decided to go feral and go on a rape spree.
Right.
Yeah.
We're the minority now, guys. Get to it.
Yeah, and you guys have made the case so much. I'm not even bothered making the case for the decline. This is more like the moronic response. And so to me, I ask what brings all these people together. I'm sorry, I've quoted myself again. I say that London is vibrant. The London is vibrant and safer than ever crowd are a strange alliance, ranging from fake conservative establishment types like Fraser Nelson to leftists like Ash Sarkar. All that unites them is the implied claim that the erasure of native Brits is a good thing. Because I can't see anything else. Because what links those people? Well, Ash Sarkar has a in-group preference, famously, where winning lads, only half joking, says that, and also leftists want to dismantle the West. And what does Fraser Nelson have? Well, he's a posh person who sees himself as part of the establishment and sort of running cover for it and maintaining it. But what are they both trying to do? They're both saying multiculturalism is amazing. You want to point out the decline and the changing demographics and what that's led to, but we instinctively want to defend that. Because what else brings Ash Sarkar and Fraser Nelson together? Just regime good. And why?
It's commitment to the multicultural liberal order.
Thank you.
That's what it is.
Did you read through her book yet?
I haven't read it yet.
I'm excited for when you do, because I'll need to give it a read, because I want to hear how she's going to try and cover, or if she'll even address her "we're winning lads," when her whole book seems to be trying to be like, identity politics is so 2016. We're past that now.
Yeah, no, I haven't read it yet. But yeah, no, that's the thing, right? Fraser Nelson views himself as like the cosmopolitan overlord of the Liberal project, and Ash Sarkar is the product of the Liberal project.
Right.
And the problem that they have, and this is implicit in all of their statements, is so 6 months ago they were all like, oh god, yeah, there's loads of crime around London, because there is loads of crime around London, and this was a building problem they could feel. Right. And what the right has successfully done, and Lewis said it at the beginning, the online right has successfully cast this as a necessary consequence of liberalism itself.
Yes.
And they have to go now, oh no, actually there's no crime, because they can't say that it's not a necessary consequence of liberalism itself, because Lee Wang Q, or whatever it is, from Singapore, is always glowering over their shoulder going, you need a hellish tyrannical dystopian state if you want this to work.
Yeah.
And so they know it is absolutely a consequence of multiculturalism.
Yeah, that is fascinating. So they've just tried to do a vault fast, even though we've just seen him say crimes terrible mere months ago. Incredible. And Lewis kind of sums it up in this video, really.
Just before we start this one, this one is the one in which he gives the whole game away.
Gives the whole game away. I said that to you yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gives the whole game away. It's so clear.
Yeah.
Let's just play from this point.
I think, John, half of the people that have been coming for us over the course of the last week and who constantly invoke this particular politics, most of them probably have never been to London, or they haven't been to London recently. They certainly don't live there. I have been, it is quite interesting, astonishing in the last 24 hours, partly in response to that clip. Astonishing how many of these far-right accounts seem to have been mugged in the last 24 hours alone. It seems to have happened. Remarkable, that. Just remarkable that in the last 24 hours they've been walking around the streets of London and have been subject to personal muggery or whatever it happens to be. And the truth is that most of it is complete bollocks. Most of it is just nonsense. Most of it is a lie. Most of it is made up. Why do they do it is the interesting thing. And I think they do it because London, and not just London, but the big cities as well, it embodies the politics that they abhor. Their entire shtick, their bullshit, is predicated on the idea that multiculturalism, people from different backgrounds, contemporary liberalism, if you like, all the things that have made up liberalism over the last 10, 20, 30 years, that if you have these things, that it will inevitably lead to a sort of civil war. It will lead to social breakdown. That you have these people living side by side, it cannot happen. And in particular, they focus on Muslims. If you've got a lot of Muslims somewhere, it will just inevitably, inexorably, reflexively lead to a kind of civil breakdown. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
I mean, has this guy ever heard of Muslim countries?
He says it doesn't, but we have civil unrest. Everyone's predicting further civil unrest. We've had Manchester Arena, grooming gangs, South Point, daily migrant sexual assaults. What more do we need?
Literally every single day, a new migrant rapist. But look how desperate he seems, right? Think about who he's proselytizing to, right? Yeah, I'm sure he's still in Nevada or whatever, but either way, I mean, it's not like they don't have AC everywhere. Go inside, so you're not like a weird, sweaty ranter about how they're just lying, bros. But who's he proselytizing to? He's not proselytizing to you or me, because the regular person, because the regular person's like, no, I'm genuinely scared to live in London, right? He's proselytizing to the Britlib. He's saying, no, keep the faith.
Yeah.
This is all part of the plan, because, as he just said, this is the product of contemporary liberalism. Like, I replied to him going, thanks for saying that this is liberalism, Lewis. You saved me a lot of time having to prove it, because if you're just going to claim it...
You're right, this is the locker room pep talk for the libs. Like,
exactly.
Keep pushing the lies, guys. They're saying that the world we can see outside is tied in some way to political decisions our leaders have made. So don't let that get around.
Exactly. And so he's like, this is the opposite of the world that they want. It's like, that's true. I don't want a crime-ridden dystopian hellhole that's like the bazaar of Baghdad that I have to walk around feeling like an alien. I don't want that.
He sees himself in his head as Al Pacino giving the speech to his football team, like, we're going to do it, boys, and then they actually push through and they win the day. No.
The liberal lies we need are all around us. Yeah.
But the fact that he is prepared to go, no, this is all liberalism. This is the plan. Right?
Yeah.
To have this multicultural hellhole in which is rampant crime. And there are other bits in this where he's like, I accept that sex assaults are way through the roof. I accept that robberies are through the roof. This isn't great. This is all things we have to work on. But this is the plan. Trust the plan. Stay on the rails. We're going to get there.
And the question, why? Like, if it does all the bad stuff, why? What are we getting?
The worst part is there are some assumptions underpinning it, I think mainly motivated by propaganda, brainwashing, and white guilt, that on some level... the bad things happening to people, well, they deserve it.
Well, getting mugged is normal.
They are white, aren't they? They are English. They're the benefactors of imperialism around the globe. This is just their own consequences coming back to get them.
So I'm going to be more generous towards Lewis. I don't think that he is a self-hating white person in that way. What I think it is Lewis views himself as a kind of savior, right? Remember, other countries, evil, terrible. That's why we get them all over here. That's why we can't deport people. Deporting people is deporting them into hell, basically.
I thought we're also evil.
Well, we are, but we're not evil when we're sufficiently liberal, right? Now, granted, there are lots of problems that come with this, but the more we maintain this sort of metaphysical liberalism over the country, the more morally correct we are. And that's what the Britlib is appealing to. It's like, no, I'm morally correct. It's like, okay, but you're getting loads of girls raped, you're getting loads of kids stabbed, you're getting all of these, properties burgled, all these phones stolen. It's like, yeah, I know, it's not perfect.
But the ends are worth the means.
But we're moral people.
The ends are just, being moral and
utopian. Self-satisfied, smug moralism from the lib is the issue.
If we have a bit of any time, I thought we'd show you some of the reality. I mean, there's just a quick one.
Yeah.
London Tube at 9 a.m. And that's just typical. I mean, I was getting the Tube 3 times a week doing that GB News show at 12 a.m. And the things I saw, you wouldn't believe the things I've seen. It's like the end of Blade Runner. The things I've seen. Shoes off is normal. Drugs. I got used to the same few crack addicts at the same place. I was like, oh, it's them again. And no shoes, one shoe,
give them a little friendly
chicken
wave.
bones. Yeah, just chaos. And it became this kind of taxi driver diary. I just text it to my group, the others from Headlines, and it would just be I wish I had some examples now because it was just every night. It was just the chaos and the every night the Robert Travis Bickle. Gone.
But we can thank Lewis for literally characterizing that state of affairs as contemporary liberalism, a politics we're opposed to. No, he's right. This is what contemporary liberalism. Yeah, no, but this is it. And you're opposed to the politics of these cities that bring this into being. It's like, yes, I damn well am, because I am a responsible human being who cares for the future of my country.
Yeah, and this was a good post, quite long. But Carl actually sent me this one, and this is sort of sums it up really, from Asia, or however it's pronounced. Rant, London, my London. The decline and decay of London is really happening, and honestly, it's depressing to see. I'm a born and raised Londoner. I've lived all over the city, worked in even more places, and spent time in pretty much every corner of it. I know this place like the back of my hand, the good, the bad, the weird, and the wonderful. It's my city. I love this place. Sometimes I hate it, but it's a relationship you have with your hometown, right? You're allowed in it. But right now, it's not just a love-hate thing. It's grief. I feel properly gutted watching it go downhill like this. And it's happening fast. You blink and everything's shifted. On the surface, London might still look the same, the skyline, the landmarks, the rush. But underneath it all, something's cracked. The edges are frayed. The soul's gone a bit cold. Take a proper look. Step out of zone 1, or even just walk home instead of getting the tube and tell me you don't feel it too, or get the tube. Homelessness is everywhere now. Central London at night looks like a rough sleeper's encampment. People in sleeping bags lining the shop fronts, tents on the bridges. There are actual communities of men living in parks, tucked away in bushes, under flyovers, even on bloody Park Lane. You know how mad that is? Park Lane used to mean monopoly money in 5-star hotels. Now it's tents and people defecating in bushes. Crime's gone up and no one's even shocked anymore. It's like we've all just got used to it. You see someone blatantly shoplifting and no one bats an eyelid. No one does a thing. Even security guards just watch, maybe film it, and that's about it. Because what's the point? Nothing happens. Fare dodging, that's just standard now. If you pay full price for your travel, you're the mug. That's how it feels. People on public transport are aggressive. And London's got a whole new soundtrack these days. Click, click, click. The electric whir of stolen or unpaid for e-bikes flying past you at 30 miles per hour. Peter Hitchens there. No helmets, no lights, no fear. Just balaclavas and Deliveroo bags weaving through traffic like it's a video game. Absolutely. Phone snatching is so bad they've actually put warning signs on the pavement. That absurd thing we saw from Curry's, was it? A rape is reported every single hour in this city. That's not just crime, that's a full-blown crisis. Graffiti's everywhere now, even on the bloody tube. Littering, fly tipping, mattresses dumped on pavements, bin bags split and splitting into the road. It's like no one gives a toss anymore, because why would they? But it's not just the stats or the mess, it's the feel of the place. London's never been soft and fluffy. We know that. We're not known for our warmth and random chats at the bus stop. It's not our culture, but there used to be, I don't know, a buzz, a pride, a bit of mutual respect, even in the chaos. Now it's like everyone's angry, everyone's done, everyone's ready to snap. Don't know how much you want to do, but it's a whole long post.
We experienced all of this when we went down to London for the conference.
Yeah, and it's too long almost, but there's a good bit about people begging. What's with the begging at traffic lights? That's back now. This is the thing. See, if I got the tube back from at 12 a.m., it was utter dystopian Gotham chaos. But if I got the taxi, sometimes I was like, I can't face that, or whatever reason, I've missed the tube. There'd be beggars coming up to the taxi, which I'd only ever seen in LA before this. And one night, just a naked guy just wandering around the middle of the road. Just a naked guy. You're like, is the window shut? It's like, I've never seen that before, but this is recently in London. This is
Maybe the deal is you give him money, he puts some pants on.
Yeah. What about the guy I'm sure you covered the other day on the tube, no trousers, screaming F off? This is normal. This is every day. And she goes on.
And this is liberalism. This is the point of liberalism. This is what they want to bring about. And you being opposed to it is just you being political and being an agent against them.
Yeah, she cites queuing is gone. It's just a melee. You've got weekly Palestine aggressive marches, delivery riders, hundreds of them like a fleet, on and on and on. Completely, Oxford Street's dodgy. And it's not just how cities evolve, it's decline. She clearly says this is decline. And it's her home and she's seen it all happen. And she shares a few pictures of graffiti on tubes, there's homeless sleepers lined up, the tents, and you've got it all. I mean, and I see this everywhere as well. Finsbury Park Tunnel, loads of places, just
disgusting
tents. And there was the ridiculous signs, mind the grab, completely absurd. So that's where we are.
Yeah, feral urban youths, mind yourself.
So I shared my experience. I just said, look, I walk around London every night at 2 a.m. holding out my brand new iPhone, shouting, take it, I'm vulnerable. And not once has anyone stopped me except to tell me how to make perfect jerk chicken. London is the safest and most vibrant city ever. And if you disagree, you are actual scum. And the amount of people I got, you can even see one there. Straight women can't do the same. The amount of people I got taking that seriously made me want to kill myself. I'm like, I can't make my satire much more broad than this guy. I really can't. And the amount of people attacking me with reform.
Nick Dixon, well-known shit lib.
Well,
on the case.
I know. Check any of my other tweets. Or just look at that tweet with your brain switched on. The amount of people.
Saying, well, what were the recipes?
Two of them.
How do I make that jerk chicken?
Two of them have reform in their bio. I'm not even making this up. It's like, your brain on reform. I mean... I said, once again, no matter how broad the parody of the 50 IQs will always arrive, take it seriously. But anyway, that's my experience. But here's my little bit of advice. Sorry to put my own tweets in, but here's a little bit of advice. Next time you see a deranged man from an incompatible culture with no trousers on, screaming F off repeatedly, simply keep calm and return to your Fraser Nelson article.
And then somebody's like, Fraser Nelson's a retard. I said, you don't already know this.
I know, and I put, but instances of that are down on the whole, despite what Poppy's rabble rousers may tell you. So that is that.
If you would like to watch the full uncut version that is also uncensored, head on over to lotuseaters.com to find out more.